Well, good morning, Internet. Here we are. We have ourselves a beautiful +1 morning day. A great day to get outside and do a few things. I got some running around I would like to try to work through. And yeah, welcome to our vlog. So, here we go. Well, the last couple of days have been, different. They are what they are, and they will be what they will be, you know. There are some things in life that we can change, and other things in life that we just have to, hang on and ride it out. Even if that means, shutting things down and disappearing for a few days until such a time as, things can get back to what we call normal. Well, I have been on the Patreon website. I have created my own Patreon page. For those of you that are part of the social media, you may have noticed a post pop up for the Patreon website on the social medias. And then, of course, it disappeared, a few hours later. Well, I thought, unless I am mistaken, I was trying to get my Patreon to work, and I can't seem to get it to work the way I would like it to work with my YouTube. It looks like you upload a video to YouTube, like I've always done, and instead of putting it on public or putting it on scheduled, you put it on unlisted, and with a link to view, of course. And you paste that link to Patreon for people to view it, which makes sense, you know. However, when the time comes that you want to make it public on YouTube, you have to remember the day you wanted to make it public, go back in and make it public that day at that specific time that you wanted to make it public. Now, where the trouble comes in is I'm not going to remember all the videos on specific days at specific times to make them go public. So I thought, paste a link from the scheduler, like I've been scheduling my videos for years. However, your video is private pretty much until you put it as scheduled time for public. So when you paste a link for it, the link doesn't work. So that's the most common sense way that I could see to do it. However, that's not the way it works. So I have no idea how to make the Patreon work. The other alternative is to double upload, and one as scheduled, one as unlisted. But YouTube doesn't like duplicate uploads, and it'll kick the other upload back. So my second thought was to turn my vlogging channel into the Patreon channel, per se, and have the videos go all unlisted over on the vlogging channel. However, then that, 10 or so views that I get will actually hurt the Maxwell's Life Entertainment channel, because those views aren't going where they need to be, because the vlogging channel is actually demonetized. Because of YouTube's current changes. So unless I make Patreon only specific content or double edit videos, one version for YouTube and a whole different version for Patreon, then I don't see it gonna work. So I'm not 100% sure exactly what to do there. It's not like I was trying to get people to, pay me $4,000 a month to make YouTube videos. I have been contacted in the past by people wanting to send me money. Hey, do you have a PayPal? Or hey, what's your address? I want to send you a gift card, or I want to send you an item, or whatever. And I've had to turn people away because I don't have a PayPal. And this is before I had a post office box. So I was kind of thought, maybe a Patreon, if people wanted to help. And then they'd get early access to my videos, like still to come, the Calgary Zoo videos. and still to come the Royal Tyrrell Museum from Drumheller videos, as well as my normal content, which would have been up probably 2 weeks or so earlier on Patreon. Then they would have been on YouTube. However, like I said, I can't get it to work. You know, I thought making different tiers, you know, the $5 tier would be the basic, where you can view the video coming up in a week or two, and then there would be the $10 tier that would be, you know, a month or so ahead, and then there could be the you know, the $20 tier or so. I'm just throwing numbers out there that you could put out there, and that would be the videos that I filmed that could be 6 months before they come up to the YouTube. But unfortunately the Patreon don't work that way, or at least I can't find it in the settings, nor can I find any help online for it. So I guess it is what it is. I've always made my way in this world kind of on my own, without help, without guidance, especially in, you know, some of this new stuff. And well, I'll continue to struggle and make my way the way she is. But pretty much, guys, going to strike on out, get a few things done here, enjoy our beautiful day, because, well, it's looking like it's only going to be a day or so, and we'll be back to our cool temperatures. So enjoy it while it lasts, and around we go. Well, went out, did a couple of things. What a beautiful day to have been outside. I know +1 is not really hot or warm, like +1 Celsius. However, it's a lot warmer than, you know, -45, right? And pretty much it went from -45 to +1 in a 24-hour period. So I did some of my running around, didn't push it, didn't overdo it. I have to make a run out to the big box orange hardware store one of these days and pick up a couple of things. I still need to get me a jug of water and visit my bank, but I'll probably do that mid-month because, well, I got to go down that area anyway. So trying to do things in a loop or a fluid kind of motion, probably the wrong word there, but you know what I mean. As well as today I got me a letter from the specialist out of the city. The very same specialist that my doctor had sent me to all those years ago, that did diagnose me with something. And my doctor chose to ignore the results, even brought up several times over. So I had got an appointment coming up there. Finally, I was able to get through. Unfortunately, I'm not sure why, but my doctor ignored the test results and treated me not according to the way I was supposed to have been treated for the diagnosis, and it's just gotten worse as the years have gone by. And I have called, you know, 2 or 3 times over the years trying to get back in with the specialist, because, well, I've seen them already, I've already had my referral, but that's not the way it works, right? And my family doctor, the old doctor that I used to go to, would not give me another referral to the specialist. I'm not sure why. Maybe my old doctor didn't believe in that specialist, or maybe they, you know, had a falling out, or then, you know, then why didn't he send me to one out of, you know, the others? So of course we will go there and get some answers. Obviously, if they diagnosed me once before and I'm feeling a lot worse now than I was then, obviously they should be able to re-diagnose me without too much of a fuss. My appointment is for the afternoon, so I'm not sure if I should go up and get a room, a motel room, and stay overnight and come back the next day, or if I should, you know, drive up and back in one day, because, well, that would be, you know, a 6 or 6.5 hour drive plus what, an hour maybe at the doctor's place. All depends on what they do to me. I might be feeling pretty rough to drive back home, and you know how it is, right? Winter roads, The weather will be just breaking in, so we could be having winter storms, and there's a ton of variables. I could probably go on all day and worry myself to a point where I can't sleep on what the variables are there, but I'm going to try not to think about it, as well as try not to talk about it in every vlog, you know, for the next 3 weeks. But it'll be nice to go back and be nice to, well, get some answers finally, and be nice to be able to be properly treatment, if that's so the case that they choose to do now. You know, things could have changed since the last time I seen her, and maybe the results are different now, or maybe her diagnosis ideas are different now than what they used to be. But all I know is how I'm feeling versus how I was feeling 6 months, a year ago, or even how I was feeling pre-accident condition, you know, in 2013, and even how I was feeling years before that when I had seen her. So if we can get something going and rolling, it may not be the miraculous healing result that I want, but it'll be a step forward to what needs to happen. And then once we know more, we can know more and know what path to go on from there. You know, sometimes things change, sometimes life changes, sometimes life takes an unexpected detour or direction change. Something that you weren't ever expecting to happen happens, and you have to take a few steps back. And you know, if I take steps back now, well, things are still okay. Then in the future, if I ever decide to take a step forward again, then I'll be able to take the steps forward. But if I, like I have been doing, dig my toes in and struggle to the point where things start to get took away, then if and when I ever do get to go a step forward again, I won't be able to, because of all the struggling. Sorry for being cryptic there and not really coming right out and saying it, but I have noticed that if you give up and have absolutely nothing, there are programs out there to help everybody. You know, you give away your vehicle, you give away your cell phone, you're renting an apartment or living on somebody's couch, and you've ruined your credit rating and ruined, you know, your repossession on your house and stuff, and then people will help you. But I have found myself that until that happens, you don't qualify. Years ago, in fact, I went, a couple of years ago, I went down and asked for help, and I was told pretty much exactly the same thing. I've got a house, you know, so I don't qualify. I've got a truck, so I don't qualify. If I had kids, as in 1 or 2 kids, I would qualify. If I was from a certain group, I would qualify. If I was a certain kind of person, I would qualify. But because I am who I am, and because I have dug my toes in, struggled to make ends meet for all these years, rather than giving up at the first sign of things getting hard, I don't qualify. So hopefully we can get some answers and know what directions things are going to go. I never ever thought that I would be going down this path in my life, but sometimes life takes a turn. Sometimes life doesn't end up the way, well, again, you thought it would. It is what it is, and around we go. But I'm gonna go in, guys, see what's a what, and if I don't see you one more time before dark, then we'll see you at dark. Well, hello internets, here we are. We come to the end of another day. Well, it was a beautiful day. It was a melting day. Toward the afternoon we had temperatures of like +2, +3. Things are kind of dripping like crazy off of buildings in the house, and the highway, they're saying, is a little bit slippery. They are calling for freezing rain before, well, the morning comes. So once that starts to get cold, once again, it'll be well, slippery on the roads, as always. Well, I've been kicking around the Patreon thing, and remember how I said I couldn't make it work? Well, I was thinking if I were to upload the videos to YouTube, like I should, and then put them on to view only with link, or private, or whatever, unlisted I think is the term, let them get the 4 or 5 views or so, what they'll get on Patreon, then delete the video as it comes closer to the week or month that it's going to be uploaded to, then re-upload it to YouTube where to get the bulk of the views and be on YouTube for, well, the rest of the time, right? Unless there's some magic way that I'm not reading things right. I don't know if everybody does it this way, or if you're only supposed to upload to one site, Patreon specific or Patreon only, but I don't know how else to do it. So unless somebody out there knows, it's kind of the way it is, right? But today was a good day. Tomorrow's another one. It'll be what it is, and around we go. So, gonna end her all here, and as always, thanks for watching Maxwell's Vlogs. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.